UTV window tint laws are becoming a hot topic in the Midwest, and if you're riding public trails, this is one you may want to pay attention to before heading out. Plus, we've got new products, trail access news, upcoming events, and a full Memorial Day sale roundup. So let's get into episode 10.
Fast Friday Off-Road Report.
What's going on, everyone? JT from Team FAS Motorsports. First off, happy Memorial Day weekend, and welcome to the Fast Friday Off-Road Report. We're officially 10 episodes in, and we just want to say we really appreciate all the support so far, the comments, the events people have been sending in, the product info, the feedback, and everyone who's been watching each week. It really does help keep the show going. Every Friday, we break down the biggest news in the off-road world, including new products, industry news, upcoming events, and other cool things happening in the industry. If you ever want your product or event featured in next week's episode, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. Now let's jump into this week's update. Before we jump into new products, we've got a quick update from last week. First, our Memorial Day sales are now live on teamfasmotorsports.com. We've got a bunch of deals going on across different brands, so if you're looking for parts, accessories, tires, suspension, protection, lighting, or anything else for your machine, check the website or message us directly. Also, we attended the Brian Shear Poker Run. As you can see here, I got the shirt on, actually. We had a really awesome time. There were around 180 plus riders there, which made for a great turnout. Unfortunately, nobody in our riding group won the Poker Run itself, but myself and my girl won an overnight stay for two at a resort, plus breakfast the next day at a local restaurant. So overall, it was a great time, great event, and definitely one we're glad to be a part of every year. So if you missed it, check it out next year. Now let's get into new products. This week, we've got a pretty good mix. We've got some wiring accessories, exhausts, side steps, Defender HD11 upgrades, some Xpedition audio, and new suspension options for the U10 Pro. First up this week, we got a simple but really useful product from Infinite Off-Road, the No Mess Wiring Kit. If you're installing rock lights, this is one of those little add-ons that can make the install a lot cleaner and easier instead of having to run wiring through everywhere and check what length you need. We sell the Infinite Off-Road products. We have for a long time. And as a general rule, we recommend using one of these no-mess wiring kits for every 4 rock lights you install. So if you're building out a rock light setup, whether it's a UTV, Jeep, truck, anything else, this is a good piece to add to the order so the install comes out cleaner from beginning to end. It's basically a bunch of tees and different stuff that they offer in one package of their most common sizes. Again, you can always message us here at Team FAS Motorsports. If you're putting together a rock light setup, we'll walk you through the process, figure out how many lights you need, what wiring kits you need, switches, and all those other things. Next up, we've got an exhaust option for the Polaris RZR Pro R from MBRP. This is the Performance Series slip-on, and it's built for riders looking to wake up the sound of the Pro R without getting into a full complicated exhaust system. The setup shown from MBRP uses T304 stainless steel, has an aggressive sound profile, and is listed for the Polaris RZR Pro R and Pro R4. So if you got a Pro R and you want something with a little more sound, a cleaner look, and more performance style setup, this one's worth checking out. Again, we also sell at MBRP, so get a hold of us and we'll hook you up. Product number 3 this week is from Elektric Off-Road Designs, and this one's for the 2024 and newer Polaris Ranger 1500 XD. These are their Volt side steps for the 4-seater Ranger, and they're a nice upgrade. They serve 2 purposes at once. They give you a nice sturdy step to make getting in and out of the machine easier. They also act as a rock guard to help protect the side of the Ranger when you're out on the trail. The listing shows a bolt-on design, non-slip grip inserts, and a hammer black powder-coated finish with satin black panels. So they're built to look clean even while being functional. If you got a Ranger 1500 and want something that adds protection, makes entry easier, and gives the machine more of a finished look, these are definitely worth checking out. Again, they make them for both the 2- and 4-seater Polaris Ranger 1500 XD. Next up, we're going to combine 2 of these new parts from S3 into one little segment because they both actually work together for the front end of your Can-Am Defender HD11. So what we've got is a front frame stiffener and a front winch bumper for the HD11. The front frame stiffener is designed to reinforce one of the hardest working areas of the machine, the lower front frame and AR mounting points. If you're using your Defender for work, trail riding, mud, rough terrain, or carrying extra weight, the added strength up front can make a lot of sense. Then the front winch bumper adds protection and functionality at the same time. It relocates the front winch for better access, adds an integrated 10-inch light bar mount, and gives the front of the HD11 a much more aggressive finished look. So if you're building an HD11 and want to add strength, protection, winch functionality, and lighting options all to the front of your machine, these S3 Powersport parts are definitely worth looking at. Again, message us if you need help getting your build together, and we'll get you set up. Product number 6 this week is from SSV Works, and this one is for the Polaris Xpedition crowd. SSV Works has complete plug-and-play audio kits for the 2024 and newer Polaris Xpedition XP and ADV with some 1800-watt stereo setups. These kits are designed to integrate cleanly with the factory system, including ride command equipped models, and a lineup includes everything from speaker and subwoofer packages to full system audio kits. Depending on how far you want to go, there are 7-speaker and 8-speaker options, including Phase 5 and Phase 7 kits, so you can go from a basic audio upgrade to a full trail-ready sound system. If you got a Polaris Xpedition and want a clean stereo setup without trying to piece together a random pile of parts, SSV Works is definitely one of the brands to look at. Product number 7 this week is from ZBROZ, and this is a big one for the CFMOTO Pro crowd. ZBROZ now has Exit X1 front and rear shock kits for the U10 Pro, Pro XL, and Highland models. These are their Exit 2.2-inch X1 series shocks. They're built as a direct bolt-in upgrade for riders who want the best comfort, more control, and improved performance, whether they're using a machine for work, trail, riding, or rough terrain. The listing highlights billet aluminum construction, high-flow piston design, precision valving, and external compression adjustment, so you can fine-tune the ride for different terrain, payloads, and riding styles. They also offer increased stability, better bottom-out resistance, and up to 2 inches of ride height adjustment, which is a nice upgrade for anyone trying to get more capability out of the U10 platform. So if you got a CFMOTO U10 Pro or Pro XL, you're looking to improve the ride quality, this is definitely one of the suspension options worth checking out. We've sold ZBROZ a really long time, and we've had great luck across all platforms with their suspension upgrades. All right, now let's move it from new products into industry news, and we're going to start with one that I think is going to get people talking. There's already a lot of buzz on Facebook just in the last day when this article came out. It's the Wisconsin UTV window tint law update. So first up here today in the industry news, this one is for anyone riding in Wisconsin or traveling into the Midwest to ride public and UTV trails. The Wisconsin DNR has issued a pre-season safety and compliance reminder, and there are a few updates that UTV owners need to pay attention to. One of the biggest ones is that UTVs now have window tint restrictions. So if you're running a fully enclosed cab with aftermarket tint, this is something you'll want to verify before heading out on public trails. The DNR has also noted that safety certification requirements are still a major focus for trail enforcement. The important takeaway is simple. Before you load up and head out, check the newest Wisconsin DNR ATV and UTV regulations pamphlet once it's been released. Rules like this as well vary from state to state, so sometimes local trail systems are different than a state, so it's better to know before you go instead of finding out from a warden when you're out on the trail. And I'm curious what everyone thinks about this one. Do you think tint rules should apply to UTVs? Does it make sense for visibility and safety? Or is it just starting to feel like it's just getting to be too much regulation on certain trail systems? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I have a feeling this one's going to get some opinions. Next up, we got another access-related story out of Boonville, New York. The Boonville Town Board is holding a public hearing on Monday, June 8th at 6 p.m. at the Town and Village Office Building on State Route 12. The hearing is about a proposed local law that would allow certain designated town roads to be open for ATV use. Basically the same way it is up on Tug Hill. They're trying, I think, to expand some trail systems to get up onto the hill more into different parts of the county. The idea here is to improve trail connectivity and help riders connect to existing off-road trail systems while balancing traffic safety, road maintenance, and local tourism concerns. And that part is important. This would not automatically open every town road. According to the article, the proposal would only apply to certain roads within the town. This is one of those stories that really shows how important local involvement is. So if you want more legal opportunities, these town board meetings and public hearings always matter. That's where access decisions are being made. Next up, this story comes from UTV Driver, and it's a land access story out of Utah. According to UTV Driver, the BLM is looking at the possibility of adding around 226 miles of OHV routes to existing trail networks that already include about 1,935 miles. Anytime we see potential expansion of legal riding access, that's worth paying attention to. A lot of the time, the industry is talking about closures, restrictions, or reduced access, so seeing a possible addition of off-road routes is definitely a positive story for riders. Of course, with anything involving public land, this is the kind of story where riders should stay involved, read the details, and pay attention to comment periods and local input efforts if they become available. But the big picture is more legal designated routes mean more opportunities for responsible riders, better trail connectivity, and hopefully less conflict between user groups. Now let's jump into some upcoming events. And as always, if your club, group, organization has a ride, poker run, race, fundraiser, or any sort of off-road event coming up, send it over to us before midnight on Wednesdays, and we will get it on a Friday episode if possible. We do showcase events 1 month leading up to the event. First up on the event calendar is the FRO Memorial Camp and Ride happening May 22nd through the 25th at Darkwater Trail System in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Gates open at 8 a.m. This is a Memorial Day weekend event, so if you're looking to get out and ride over the long weekend, this is the one to have on your radar. Next up is the Burma Connector Day Pass Weekend happening May 30th and 31st at the Burma Trail System in St. Clair, Pennsylvania. Gates open at 7 a.m. and trail riding runs from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you've been looking for a weekend to get out on the Burma trails, this is your chance to grab a day pass and go check it out. And then coming up June 6th and 7th is the Tar Hollows 2026 Spring ATV Ride in Hancock, New York. Camping check-in starts Friday at 4 p.m. and ride check-in starts Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. Team FAS will be there, so if you see us, definitely come over and say hello. Should be a good weekend of riding, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone out there. If you do see us, we have some new stickers, Friday Report stickers. We got these in a bunch of different colors. And we got our YouTube stickers. Come find us, see us out on the trail, say hello, and pick up some stickers. We're giving them out all weekend, so we will see you there. All right, now let's talk about sales. Since it's Memorial Day weekend, we've got a bunch of deals live right now on the website. Again, teamfasmotorsports.com. So let's just run through this list. And this is an expanding list. As a dealer, sometimes we get like a day heads up on sales. Other times we know a week in advance. But I'll run through what is live right now. Again, but other deals might go live. And if so, just check out the website and we'll constantly keep it updated. So we have Super ATV is going to be running 20% off all products with flash sale items up to 30% off. That deal is going to be running through the 27th. Also, we got MTS at 15% off. Rival Powersports at 10% off, Factory UTV 20% off, DRT Motorsports with free shipping, Sandcraft is having 15% off, plus the Destroyer side-by-side tire deal that we have running. AJK Offroad is also live with 10% off. We've got 15% off of PRP accessories, including harnesses, steering wheels, tool bags, tie downs, and a bunch more. We're also running Memorial Day tire sale. That's on in-stock tires. So that's going to be any tire that we sell. But some of the top 5 are, Terabytes, Rockzillas, Kenda Cleavers, KM3s, and let's see, the Alphas from Valor. Those are our top 5 sellers. Those are obviously included in the list of sale tires that we have going. So give us a call on any of those deals or hit us up on Facebook. We'll be happy to go over any of them and get a quote for you. These deals are changing fast. Some have different end dates. So head over to the website or message us directly or give us a call. A lot of these companies only allow us to sell in-stock products at a sale price. So you want to act now instead of later to assure there is stock on the item and you get the best price available. Before we wrap up, let's hit this week's viewer question and answer. And this one actually ties right into last week's question. Last week, we talked about whether you should order parts now or wait for the Memorial Day sales or any sale for that matter. Well, now with the Memorial Day sales here and live, here's the follow-up question that we got. Is it worth ordering parts during a holiday sale, even if you're not installing them right away? Well, in a lot of cases, yes. If it's a part you already know you want and you're keeping the machine and it fits your machine, now's the time to grab it and save some money. A lot of off-road parts are not always sitting on the shelf ready to ship the same day. Some brands have lead times, some items sell out during big sales, and once riding season really gets going, everyone starts to order the same upgrades at the same time. So if you're planning on doing suspension upgrades, skid plates, bumpers, lighting, seats, harnesses, your stereos, your tires, ordering during a sale can make a lot of sense, even if the install is going to happen a few weeks later. A lot of those are big dollar items, and you could potentially save a good chunk of change ordering during the sale. The key is making sure you're ordering the right part the first time. So always, if you have questions with fitment, any of the options, or what accessories you need, message us, call us, leave us a comment below, hit us up on Facebook. We'd rather help you get the right setup now than have you find out later that you're missing something important or you got the wrong item. That's going to do it for this week's Fast Friday Off-Road Report. If you found this helpful, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below what you want to see featured in next week's episodes, and definitely let us know what you think about the UTV window tint law conversation. Do you think it's a reasonable safety rule or is it too much regulation? Again, if you need parts, accessories, tires, anything at all for your UTV, side-by-side, ATV, go ahead and check us out, teamfasmotorsports.com. message us directly, or give us a call at 914-799-5558. You can also check out our merch at fasmerch.shop. We want to thank you guys for watching. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Ride safe, and we will see you next Friday. And again, thank you for a great 10 episodes, and we'll catch you next week.
Fast Friday Off-Road Report. Fast Friday Off-Road Report.